A week ago, it would have been unimaginable that America's most popular sport would be under investigation by a former director of the FBI, and its commissioner would be hearing calls for his job. Yet that is where the NFL and Roger Goodell find themselves tonight. Goodell is particularly under fire with questions about what he knew and when after running back Ray Rice knocked his wife unconscious in a casino elevator. We've seen an angry reaction from players like this one from former Saint Jonathan Vilma. Quote, he should be held accountable for his lack of action, just like Ray Rice has been finally held accountable for his actions. And listen to this from Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal. Blumenthal said, quote, recent reports that the NFL had the Ray Rice battering video point to Roger Goodell's burgeoning, insurmountable credibility gap. If these reports are true, Commissioner Goodell must go for the good of the NFL and its fans. I want to welcome Senator Blumenthal in now. Thank you for joining us, Senator.
Thank you, Rachel.
All right, so I want to follow up on that quote we just put up. You're, of course, talking about how several times Roger Goodell has said the NFL never had that videotape inside the casino elevator. But then a recent AP report revealed a voicemail from the league office confirming they, in fact, had the video. How egregious is that?
I think that this credibility issue is extremely egregious because it reflects on Roger Goodell's good faith in moving forward with more aggressive action against domestic violence. That's the big issue here. What will the NFL do to impose more stringent punishment, but also to educate its players and fans about the seriousness and severity of this problem?
Well, the National Organization for Women is reporting that during Roger Goodell's tenure as commissioner, there have been 56 instances of domestic violence. But in response, the NFL has suspended players for only 13 games combined.
Clearly, the NFL has failed before. If Roger Goodell lied to the American people about something as serious as whether he had this graphic, gripping tape, he has to go for the sake of the NFL and the fans.
And I want to get into this idea of the public trust. We've seen several members of Congress come out against Goodell in recent days. And Senator, earlier this year, you were one of 50 senators who wrote a letter asking Goodell to intervene, yet the Redskins name changed. You noted that an NFL team should not be nicknamed something that so many people consider a racial slur. It seems like you have some issues with Goodell's moral authority. So why is Congress still granting the NFL an antitrust exemption?
There ought to be some scrutiny to a number of those special breaks that the NFL receives that give it a position of public trust. Its antitrust exemption as a cartel, which otherwise would be broken apart by our Department of Justice or Federal Trade Commission. Its tax benefits under the law, other kinds of special treatment it receives, give it a special public position in our laws, but also a position of trust.
But this is an organization that makes $10 billion a year. Taxpayers are currently losing out of hundreds of millions. Why should they be getting these special breaks right now? Why don't you take some steps to change this and your fellow members of Congress?
That's a course of action that certainly we ought to consider. Equally important, I call on the NFL to devote some of those billions of dollars in profits to the problem of domestic violence. As one member of the Senate, my voice will be for greater responsibility immediately, not waiting for a new law. And the Ray Rice beating, so far really punished only partly, is a call to action.
All right, well, we will be looking for you to keep following this, Senator. We appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.